Today's episode is sponsored by Glasses Direct, a personal favourite of mine for all my specs, as they offer a huge quality range for all budgets and occasions, delivered straight to your front door with a 120-day free returns policy. And just by listening to this episode, I'm giving you 50% off frames plus a free second pair and free delivery. Use code MOVE50. Code is valid until the 31st of August 2025. Hello and welcome to the Mummy Movement podcast. Today I have with me the gorgeous fellow mummy of two, Lauren Mauro, who is a stylist, Instagrammer, just shares all just gorgeous outfits, which I just love all. Welcome, Lauren.
Thank you for having me.
Obviously, this is a mummy podcast, so we're going to be chatting about mum life and everything else in between. But I suppose as well, like you know, you do the Instagram stuff now, you do your stylist stuff. So we're going to go over some tips and advice for mums mainly to feel put together easily as well today. But we will start with the mummy stuff. So you are a mum of two. Two girls.
Yeah.
So you've got, how old are they?
So Lucia is 6 and Fiora is 3.
Same as mine then.
Yeah.
Exactly. Do you know what? When I watch your stories of the girls and stuff, like mine are so similar, like especially your youngest, like they're nuts, aren't they? They're, like literally nuts.
Second child, everyone tells you and you're like yeah, but they are nuts. They're all the same. Everyone you speak to,
like I know. I don't know what that is, but so obviously, like, you know, you become a mum 6 years ago. Did you always want to be a mum? Like,
I did,
what was your plan with motherhood? Was it an easy one? Did you have a journey with it?
I did have quite a journey with becoming a mum. So obviously, when I was younger, the dream is to be married and have kids. And really wanted to be a mum. Loved kids. And Dan and I had been together for like about 6 years, and I came off the contraceptive pill about 2 years after meeting Dan. Not because we were trying, but he just really didn't agree with me. So we were careful. And then,
how old were you when you met then?
I was 22.
Oh,
when I met Dan.
So you've been together a good while
long
now.
time. Yeah, long time.
Lovely.
And I was it really wasn't agreeing with me. And I was like, do you know what? I don't want to keep putting this into my body anymore. So I've got to be really careful. And then we got engaged. And Dan was like, look, Dan is amazing with kids, really wanted kids. And he was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to get married? Or we'd sort of half been trying, but not talking about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We hadn't been being careful and nothing was sort of happening, but no worries at all.
Yeah.
And he was like, should we have a baby? And I was like, yeah, do you know what? We're engaged.
Yeah.
I've got that, not security, but, you know, it's...
But that's what I always said, like, with my partner. I was like, no, as long as you get me the ring, I'm happy. That's fine,
But when he popped the question, it was so out of the blue for me, I was not expecting it at all.
Oh,
so,
really?
I was really
Oh,
not expecting it, which was lovely.
Yeah.
And then we sort of started to try, and a year went by, and we were a bit like, oh, maybe we should go and get some tests done. Because obviously I was like 26 at the time, I think. So I'm in my prime.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, okay, this is weird. Why isn't this happening?
Yeah.
We went for some fertility tests, and there was nothing particularly wrong. I have got endometriosis, which we knew, but I don't think it was causing any major issues. I had the operation. I thought, right, this will be it. I've got it all out now. Had a little refresh.
Wow.
It'll happen.
Yeah. So you'd been through a lot by that point then anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so, yeah. And then it got to about a year after that. So we've been trying for 3 years now. And I just remember my sister-in-law saying to me, you've sort of spoken about IVF. Why don't you just do it? Like, don't stress yourself out. And because I wasn't stressing myself out, but every month you have a period, you're like, oh, again.
Well, it's a mental thing, isn't it? Yeah.
And no one would have known. It wasn't consuming, but I look back on photos, you know, you're like, I was so skinny. You know, it was obviously something that was inside me. Yeah. And we were like, do you know what? You're so right. Let's go and do IVF. Like, there's a bit of a taboo around IVF, isn't there? I feel like.
What do you mean? Like,
people don't like to talk about it. Well, not so much now, but back then.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah.
And I feel like my age, I was very young.
Yeah.
So you sort of feel like, why are you going to do IVF? Just give it time. But it's how much time do you give it?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And people are getting to their 30s now.
Yeah.
And not getting any tests done.
Yeah.
And they're starting to think, oh my God, you know, is my window getting smaller? And I think that is something that the younger generation do need to think about.
Yeah.
Because IVF is so much more common now.
Yeah.
I know so many people that have done IVF.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a thing years ago, really, was it? Or that you spoke
agree.
about.
100%. And there's so many options with IVF now as well, isn't there? And I think, but you're right. It's like, I'm young. Why? Like you associate IVF with being older and needing it. But in reality, it's everyone's different. It doesn't matter about the age. Like,
that's it. Exactly.
I think that whole 35-year-old thing is a load of bull, because I think like it depends on you as a person. But obviously, so you decided, right, we're going to go IVF. Okay.
We got so lucky. So it worked first time with Lucia.
Amazing.
Had an amazing pregnancy, got, really good graded eggs, and was so lucky. And then second time round, again, I did a frozen cycle this time. So obviously Lucia was a fresh cycle. And do you know what blows my mind with IVF is that Lucia and Fiora are actually twins, because they were made on the same day. Like, they're all pulled out the same day and fertilised the same day. Obviously, I can't remember if it's fraternal.
So when you did IVF the first time, so they freeze some of the eggs if you want to... Oh, my God, that's
So when
amazing.
it's a fertilised egg, it then becomes like an embryo. And if it gets to day 5 outside of the sort of womb, they call it like blastocyst.
Oh my
embryo
God.
And then so you've got a fertilised egg there. It blows my mind.
That is amazing.
I know.
That is amazing.
So she was frozen in time. Fiora had time to get extra crazy.
Yeah. She was brewing.
She was
that's
brewing.
What you got to say, yeah.
And then I had an amazing. It was a natural cycle as well, so I didn't have any medication. And I got so lucky. And I know so many people's journey with IVF is so tough.
Yeah.
It is so up here. It's so mental, and that you're completely out of control with it. Like, you can't control anything. You can eat every healthy food and do everything, put all this pressure on yourself, but your body will just do what your body wants to do, And I feel for so many women, because it's a tough old road and it's a long road.
And do you think, right, after your second, you were like, or like now, you think, oh, I'm done? Well, this is what I'm like. I feel like they get to 3 and up until this point, it's like, absolutely no way. Now they're like,
I know, they're not a baby anymore.
School. Yeah, exactly. You're like, but then you remember, I remember the newborn phase, and I'm just like, oh my God, I don't think I could go back to that.
Yeah.
Like,
see, I loved it with Lucia.
Really?
She was an angel baby.
Oh,
she set me up for a fall, Lucia. Angel child. From the moment she was born, angel slept, just perfect.
She's been chilling in her eggs.
She was fresh.
And then she's like, yeah. Oh, okay, fair enough.
And then Fiora came early, was threatening to come for like 6 weeks.
Right.
Came out with a bang, and was just, from the moment she was born, bless her, she had so many health problems when she was born.
Oh,
just
really?
her chest, she had dairy intolerance, did not sleep, like not screaming, crying, but just constant uncomfortable belly, and just never settled.
Bless her.
I know. So we had a bit of a rough time with her for sort of the first 6 to 8 weeks, and we were moving house, like building our house. At the time, it was the most chaotic time.
So not only were you postpartum with a newborn, finishing a house.
Exactly. And my husband was off, straight back to work. I had her on the Friday, he was straight back to work on the Monday. Really? He had so much going on, bless him. Oh. He was straight back to it.
Does he do building, like, was it
property?
Right. So obviously he has to get stuck straight back in, otherwise your house ain't done. Yeah,
100%. So it was all systems go, but God, so blessed. I'm so blessed to have them. Yeah. And they're such lovely girls.
Yeah, they seem very sweet. And I do think, like, with girls, do you know what it is, though? It's like always that, and it's that question I always get asked it as well, is, oh, do you want to go third time for a boy? Yeah. And it's like, well, question though, when you had IVF, did they give you the option?
No, it's illegal in the UK.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you can't do gender selection. Yeah.
Which is fair enough.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, do you know what? Look, I'll be honest with you. Where I have to do IVF, it's not an option for me. We've tried, I'm never on any contraceptive. I did actually fall pregnant in between Lucia and Fiora, and I had an ectopic. So for me, I think the falling natural process, it just doesn't work. We just need the extra little bit of help with the IVF, and then it works properly, Yeah. So with that, I think if you're doing IVF anyway, and you've got two of the same, you wanted to go and pick your egg to find out if it was a boy, what's the difference to picking the best graded egg? Because you go for the one that's the best grade, that's, the cells have parted perfectly. You pick the best one.
Well, it's the same process.
Exactly the same process.
Yeah.
They're just testing it for, any problems, and also the gender.
was
You'd
like,
have to go abroad
yeah.
to do it, but I don't. I think if you're going to do it purely, you have no fertility issues,
Yeah.
and you're going to put your body through all that just to get one. I mean, fair play to you. It's a lot
Really?
just to get, you know,
Because I
the
always
gender
say to
you
my
want.
fella, I was like, if you want me to get pregnant again,
Yeah.
we're gender selecting, mate.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not-
want a boy.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
going to
don't
go
blame
and have
you.
another girl.
I
'cause
don't
can't
blame
handle
you,
that.
no.
But yeah, it is obviously, you know, tongue in cheek, and I don't think I could put myself through that. But
Yeah.
it's.
But I get
you know,
why
it's
people
one of them-
would.
yeah,
There's no judgment
100%.
here at all.
Exactly. So obviously you become a mum. The stylist stuff, and what
Yeah.
you've been doing, what you do now. Were you always a stylist?
No. So I worked in the city, but I'd always had like a love and a flair for fashion. I'd always loved it. And I started Styled by Lauren sort of coming out of lockdown. So obviously we had so much time on our hands in lockdown, and I was like, I really want to like study a bit more about styling, people's body shapes. So I was doing all that. And I remember sort of clearing out all my own wardrobe. And I was like, right, I want everything in my wardrobe to match. So there is not a top in my wardrobe that won't match a pair of trousers, shorts, skirt, like everything was wearable. Because so many of us have a wardrobe full of clothes. How many times have you gone into Zara or wherever? You thought, oh, I love that top. That's so pretty. That's so nice. You're not thinking about what trousers you're going to pair it with. It's just a nice top.
Yeah.
And you get it home and you're like, oh, it's not really working with them trousers. It's not working with that skirt either. I'll find something for it. Hang it in the wardrobe.
That is so true.
Still got the tags on.
Yes.
We'll
the
do
amount
it.
the amount of stuff and then it's gone out of season, and
Yeah.
then I'm like, I don't want to wear it anymore.
Yeah.
Or I'll give it to my sister, and
Yeah.
I'm just like, exactly. I've got bags of wasted clothes that I need to put, like,
Yeah.
obviously, or charity shop,
100%.
whatever. But you're so right, and I think that is where I think being a mum as well is having the easy options, because
100%.
having a wardrobe like that would make it easy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, you know, okay, I can wear that. And I think that is why as well, you know, I love your page. I think like you always share like really lovely outfits, and it's like explain how it's easily put together. And I think, you know, obviously that appeals to all women, but mums in particular, they can copy those outfits. It gives them inspiration to be like, right, okay.
I hope so. That is the aim. That was my aim. When I started Styled by Lauren, I was like, right, I know that I'm a mum and I only had one child at the time. But, you know, you might be popping out to the shops one day, and it will always be that day that you have put your worst outfit on just to pop somewhere, and you're like, the first thing you say, what's the first thing you say? You say is, I'm so sorry, excuse the state of me, da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
And you're making an excuse
Isn't
straight
that so
away.
funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't need to save. If you've got a wardrobe full of clothes that are what I like to call effortless,
Yeah.
you'll never feel like you're making this big effort. It's just easy to put your clothes on. It's really
Yeah.
simple, streamlined tailoring and things like that. You're not saving anything for best, because them items that I've just spoke about that are sitting in your wardrobe that have still got the tags on, there'll be like a top with frills on and like a little bit of crochet and this, that and the other. And you like it just because it's a pretty top.
That's true.
You know?
It's like you're waiting for an occasion to wear it. Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah.
And I think there's definitely a space for that. There's definitely a space for occasion dressing.
Yeah.
You've got a wedding, you've got an event, of course.
Yeah.
But I think my rule of thumb with my clients that I used to go around, I don't do so much of the house-to-house styling anymore, but my rule of thumb with my clients was, if you haven't picked it up for a year, it's got to go. Because that means you've gone through 2 seasons and you've not touched it.
I know.
It's not been what you reach for.
I need to do that. I'm literally such a hoarder. It's terrible. So you've started this business whilst being a mum.
Yes, exactly that. So yeah, obviously we were in lockdown, and I started to do my outfits on Instagram, sort of more what I'm doing now, but I started doing that. And a lot of my friends would say to me, Lauren, what would you wear for this? Like, we're going out for dinner, we've got to sit outside. No one was allowed inside, were they? You know, it's freezing. It was like May, it was cold. What would you wear to here? And my friends had always sort of asked me anyway, and I used to love getting dressed in the morning for the city. I used to really think about my outfits. It used to be the highlight of my day. I did insurance.
Oh, right, cool. Yeah. Right jump then, yeah.
Such a jump. And I was really lucky that when I left my job, Dan was like, look, do you want to go back to work? If you do, that's fine. But I would love for you to bring up our little girl. You know, I'd love that. And I was very, very fortunate that I got the option.
Yeah.
I had the option, you know, because so many mums don't.
I know,
So I was very grateful. Sorry, I'm flitting about all over the place.
But this is what it's about though. It is like, because I'm the same as you. Like, I think I was the same, like when we had our little ones.
Yeah.
I was in the fortunate position where my husband was able to support us financially, so I could do that, and it does give you the opportunity to be a mum, but then equally we want something for ourselves.
100%.
And as much as you had the opportunity to just be a mum, you chose to then also start a business so that you could provide an income as well and a good life for your kids. So it's like, it works both ways. It's not 100%. Like you were like, okay, and it gives, I think as well, like personally, I think being a mum, I mean, that is the hardest job in the world. Let's have it right.
So
like
hard.
It's actually easier to go to work and not have the kids, but I think it also, like, obviously it's good for us, but it sets a good example for our girls 100%. As well.
I was thinking that as you were talking about that, exactly that.
So how do you find juggling that? So you do your styling. So do you do more Instagram stuff now?
So do you know what? I'll be completely honest with you. I haven't done any styling for a year and a half.
Yeah.
Which is sad because I loved my styling. That's what I started in. And I remember when I launched Style by Lauren, so we were coming out of lockdown, and I just saw this gap in the market for like-minded women, mums, the everyday woman that they're busy, they don't have the time. Let me come and help you. Let me sort through your wardrobe. And a lot of things that I noticed when I was going around to people was a lot of people didn't know their body shape. So they'd be dressing for the wrong sort of body shape, wearing things that actually didn't flatter their body shape.
I bet a lot of mums as well, a lot of mums, their bodies completely change 100%. After birth.
Yeah.
So it's like you're trying to wear things that you wore pre-baby, but 9 times out of 10 it's like, that's not your body anymore.
It's not.
And that, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But you can still look amazing. You just got to adjust, haven't you?
And I think a lot of women are always waiting for, but I'm going to do that when I lose weight. No.
Yeah.
Don't wait for that. Because feel and look good now.
Yeah.
Who cares about the weight? Like,
that is so true, because it's that age-old thing of fitting back into your jeans and having those, I'm like, size 8 jeans. And then sometimes of the year, I'm like size 6 in size 8. And then I'm like, and it is what it is.
100%.
But then it's like, no, I refuse to buy size 10 or size, I know it's so stupid, but you refuse to buy the size up. But why not?
Exactly.
Who even knows what size you're wearing?
That's it. And it looks
If you
better.
look good, you look good. Yeah.
Exactly that. And that's what I used to do for my clients. So we'd clear out the wardrobes and we'd fill in the gaps with just really simple things. And obviously, I wasn't there to dress everybody like me.
Yeah.
Everyone's got their own personal style.
Yeah.
But what I would do is I would find them new pieces that fitted them perfectly, that they weren't saving for a special occasion. Like, you shouldn't be saving anything in your wardrobe for best.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what? If you want to turn up on the school run in a suit and a pair of trainers, who cares?
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you can dress down a suit.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. But I think so many of us are like, oh my God, I don't want to look overdressed.
Yeah.
But if you peel back your wardrobe, like I said, and sort of just go for really simple pieces, you're never going to look overdressed.
Yeah.
You're just going to look put together.
Yes.
Like, you've not put loads of thought into your outfit. I've just put this on this morning and it's not a big deal.
Yes. Yeah, yeah. That is 100% it. So obviously you juggle this and then you're doing, because to be fair, like obviously where I do the Instagram stuff as well, it is a lot. It's a lot to do, the content, everything around the kids. And does your little one, is it Fiora, sorry? Yeah. Is your husband Italian then?
Yes.
Yes, okay,
his dad's Italian,
yeah. I'm half Italian as well, so that's why I was like, put 2 and 2 together. So your kids are quarter or they're half? Yeah. And that's like my girls. So, well, my husband's Turkish Cypriot, so like it's like they're like half Medi girls. That's why they're crazy.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I always say that as soon as they're crazy, I look down. I'm like,
that's your fault.
Yeah. Even though I am crazy.
Yeah. So obviously you're juggling all that. When does your Fiora start school? Next September? Yeah, that's the same with mine.
Yeah.
And that's what I find. I'm like, it's like, half of me wants to be like, right, okay, I can't wait for her to start school so I can actually like get on with business and etc. etc. But then part of me is like, no, I want to keep her with me at the same time. And I don't know, like it's a tough one, isn't it? Because you just, like we said, it's like, do you go third or do I think you're similar age to me. It's that when you hit that near, because I'm 34, I don't know how.
Same age, exactly same age.
So when you're hitting that 35 mark, and a lot of my friends are doing this, they're like, right, I'm going to be 35. I need to have another baby.
Yeah, I do get that, because you sort of feel like if you leave this big gap, I'd sort of want to leave it until I probably would be turning 40. I don't really want to be a 40-year-old mum. Nothing wrong with it, but personally for me, I would rather just have them all close together, and then you start to get your normality of life back a bit. You're not changing bums, and you're not going back to square one of the potty training.
Exactly.
And,
That's exactly it. I think it's more when you're in your 40s, you want to be living your 40s.
And having fun with your kids. Like, they're at an age where you can take them and you can travel around the world and do all these really good things with them, you know?
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's like, it's kind of like, oh my God, do I, like, I feel like that pressure of turning 35 this year, which makes me feel physically sick.
I know.
But also, it's that pressure, isn't it? It's like, do we go third? Do we do it? Do I not? Like, it's just, it's a lot. It's a lot.
My best friend has said to me, she's like, the thing is, you will never regret having a third, but you might regret not having a third.
Oh.
And that sits with me, because I'm like, it's so true. The thought of a third scares the life out of me. I'll be completely honest, I struggle with two.
Yeah.
I found that jump from 1 to 2 difficult.
Yeah.
I do. Like, it's and Fiora's lively, like I like to call her.
Yeah.
I thought Lucia was strong-willed. She's so strong-willed, which I love about her. Obviously, you don't want to take that out of them, but she's very highly strung, and little girls are. They're so emotional. Exactly, and they're argumentative, and they want to wear what they want to wear, and they'll do it in their own time, and it's a lot, you know. And I've got that already with Fiora at 3. She's like, no, I don't want to wear that. We have a row every day about what posh dress she's wearing, and sometimes we're indoors doing painting. I'm like, darling, that's a nice dress. We don't want to ruin it. I want to wear it.
It is. It's that that's the thing. Like,
tantrums.
Sorella's the same. So she's got. So I've got Sienna, and then I've got Sorella. Sorella literally, which is sister in Italian.
Yeah, that's lovely.
She literally. It's more the, if anyone interrupts her, or if her sister talks over, she's like, no. You know, when like people get frustrated, like, I'm trying to talk, and it's like, calm down,
it's okay.
Breathe. It is a lot. Like these, I'm thinking to myself, hopefully they grow out of it a bit. Yeah. So then, they
say that boys just aren't like that. They don't care, do they, boys? They'll be breaking everything in your house, running about, not sitting still, but they're not they'll be like, all right, put my socks on, don't really care, you know?
Yeah, but then, there's pros and cons.
Exactly.
My girls will happily sit, sometimes at a restaurant, and then they'll eat, or they'll, like, you know, do a bit of drawing, maybe a bit of iPad, whatever. Whereas I know my friends that come out to eat, and they're like, no, I can't.
My friend's got 3 boys, and she's like, no, restaurants aren't for me.
Yeah. And I'm just like, I'm not a park mum, I'm not going to lie. I don't, you know, I will do it for the happiness of my kids, but my girls are used to just doing stuff like that I enjoy too.
100%. You've got to do what you can do to survive in motherhood.
Exactly.
Make everyone happy. My household is happy when Fiora is happy. That's what we've learned. If she's happy, we're all right.
And the outfit thing, they probably look at you doing your outfits and stuff as well, and they're like, wanna, you know.
No, I feel like that is something that sort of worries me when they get older. Is obviously, I don't know if you find this because you do Instagram as well, obviously this whole social media thing, we're not going to have a leg to stand on.
I know.
When they get to a certain age, because they're going to be like, well, you do it.
Yeah.
Why can't I do it?
Yeah.
You know? And I struggle with the whole, do I put them on my page? Because my page is heavily a fashion-focused page.
Yeah.
It's difficult for me. But then obviously I am a mum, and I'm so proud that I'm a mum, and that comes before anything.
Yeah.
So it's a real fine line, because you hear all these horror stories, don't you? You know?
I'm exactly the same as you. So, like, when I first started my page, it was all about being a mum. So I used to have the girls on there from, like, a young age. And then, like, I look back now and I've deleted a lot of the stuff. Really? And, like, now I still do the occasional, because, like you say, like, I'm so proud to be a mum, and I'm proud of my kids.
Exactly.
But then I'm like you said, you hear horror stories, and then it's like, no, surely that wouldn't happen to me. But then it's a mind.
Yeah, it is.
It's a mind mess, and it's like, it is a battle. But I do think equally, it's up to you.
Yeah.
If one day you fancy, like, it is what it is.
Exactly
it is what it is. There's so many people that do it now, and like you said, like, it's, you know, it's 2025. Social media is only getting bigger and bigger and more. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So today, anyway, you've bought in because we could talk probably about mum life for hours,
Yeah.
because I think as well as mums in general, you know, it's just we all go through the same things. But it's amazing what you've gone through though, and now you've got your girls.
Thank you.
Sort of going back to the endometriosis thing though, like, do you struggle with that now, or?
Do you know what? I had a really good run. Like, I hadn't had sort of, I mean, I've always suffered with really painful periods. That's something that sort of I noticed that I might have had it and they were getting worse and worse and worse. And obviously the contraceptive pill does help that. So I'd probably suppressed it for years and not realised. But yeah, they say that having children really helps. And obviously with IVF, your body, the first time around, your body does go through a lot. You're putting so many hormones in your body. And I remember after I had Lucia, my body went into like shock. I had like severe swelling on my face, had this thing called like edema. If you saw a picture of my face once, oh my God, it was funny, but it wasn't funny.
Off the back of IVF?
I think all my hormones just went wild after.
Yeah.
And now obviously, and now obviously Fiora's 3, I feel like everything's settled down, and now I'm actually going for some tests at the moment just because I'm noticing them issues resurfacing.
Right, okay.
So I might just need to, because the only way they can actually fully diagnose or treat endometriosis is by going in with a laparoscopy, which is like the operation, and they just laser it off. It's not a bad op, but
I feel like with endometriosis, it's more talked about now, and you never realise, probably back in those days, it was so much more scarier, like when we were younger. But now you realise it's so much more common than you think, like than you know. Yeah. How old were you when you were diagnosed with it?
So I had an operation done in 2016. So
25?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, I was young at the time, and obviously that hasn't helped my fertility. My consultant never said it was that, but obviously that's damaged my tubes because it was on there. So, you know, a lot of people really struggle with it, and I haven't up till now, but I'm noticing each month of my period, when I'm on my period, I feel like I've got the flu. I feel like literally, and I'm quite a trooper. I'm not one to be like, I feel poorly, you know, I can get on with it. But yeah, I literally feel like getting up and moving my body, I feel awful, like aching everywhere. And yeah, it's just really taking it out of me. So, and that is one of the symptoms of endometriosis. And I think so many people don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Definitely they do more now. Social media has definitely highlighted it, and that is a good thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah. And I think that's what it is. That's one thing I do love about social media now.
Yeah.
Is it highlights a lot of things, because people might have these symptoms and not even know, or get them tested and just think, I've just got bad periods.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you shouldn't be in agony every single month. You shouldn't.
Yeah.
But when you have got endometriosis, you just think, oh, everyone must be like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
And it's to also make sure that if you are feeling this way, because you know what it's like as a mum, it's like, no, I haven't got time to go to doctors, I haven't got time.
I'll put it off for months. Exactly. You can't. And you need to push at the GPs because they'll try and fob you off.
Really?
But just push for the tests that you need. I always feel like that. It's the same if your kids are ill. Like, Fiora used to be really poorly with her chest, and you have to advocate for them. You have to be like, no, I know you're the doctor, but I know my child.
Yeah.
And this needs further investigation. I think you need to just make sure you've got a voice.
I know, which is sad, really, that we have to do that.
Yeah.
But hopefully it's all good. And
it'll be fine.
It's like a minor thing. If not, just get pregnant again.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. That will solve my problems.
So you've brought some pieces in today, which is amazing. So obviously for the audio listeners, you can talk through them. I also have some where, you know, I'm a specs wearer, but I've got you to come in with your lovely specs, which I think look amazing on you. And I also think I'm such an advocate of, like, you know, back in our day, I think glasses were like quite a taboo thing to wear, weren't they? And it's like, oh God, I only started wearing glasses in my 20s because I used to work in the city, staring at a screen all day. I think I started wearing them when I was like 26 or something. And now I wear them every day, and it's like my look. And now when I don't wear,
it's your signature look.
When I don't wear glasses now, though, because if I go out, I'll put my contacts in. People don't recognise me sometimes. It's weird, isn't it? But I think so we've got a couple of pieces which will be great, and then any specs wearers and glasses as well, we've got some that I've bought in that, you know, are good to match. All the glasses from Glasses Direct as well, so they're affordable, easily to access as well. If you're a fellow glasses wearer that's always on the search for some decent frames, then head to glassesdirect.co.uk, where you'll find a huge range of quality frames for all face shapes, whatever your budget or occasion, with 120-day free returns. You can't go wrong. So you've brought some bits in today, which I'm excited to see, just to sort of show and go over easy mum styles and how to put together a little capsule wardrobe. Yeah. So give us a little whirl with what you've got.
These are like my staple items that I feel like every wardrobe should have. Obviously, we're in summer, so we've got to be mindful of that. But first up is a well-fitting pair of denim. Okay. Now, I would encourage everyone to go into a department store and spend a day trying on denim.
Really?
Because, if you've got a well-fitting pair of denim jeans, everything that you're going to put with it is just going to look instantly elevated. Like, do not underestimate a pair of jeans when they fit well. Yeah. So I think that is a really, really key thing to do.
And do you find as well, because I always feel like a lot of people put jeans and uncomfortability together.
Yes, yeah.
But you can find comfortable jeans.
Exactly, and I think that is a key thing.
Right, yes.
If they're comfortable, they can still look nice.
And they fit you well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Know your body type. Right. That is the key with jeans. So
perfect.
I don't know if many people know this, but a lot of department stores do actually do like styling sessions for free. Okay. You can go in and they will help you. Yeah, and they will help you find your denim. Obviously, I know I'm putting myself out of a job there, but I don't do so much styling anymore. But that is a lot of things that my clients used to ask me, like, what jeans are going to suit me?
Okay, so that's handy.
Look into your body shape. You know, for example, me, I've got a really, really short body and longer legs. So a mid to low rise actually suits me better, and I'm lucky because they're back in fashion at the minute. Right, I do still wear high-waisted, but for me, the look for me is better with a mid to low rise. So that's sort of what I follow.
Okay, perfect. So jeans. Right.
We're still on jeans, but I just feel like I have to share these. So for the summer, these Levi shorts, they are the best fit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they are. They cover you in all the right places. They're not ripped and frayed because it's really hard to find a good pair that haven't got all the rips all over them. So you can wear these a bit smarter and casual, but you can see the length. They're covering but not cutting your legs off.
Do you know what I hate with some the shorts, like denim shorts, is if they're like tight on my leg.
Exactly. Me too.
So if it's a bit more of a flare and it's more comfortable.
Yeah, they are so comfortable.
Which, like, with like things like shorts and stuff, I think jeans you want it to fit, but like, would you suggest more of like a looser fit, or would you, I don't know, what looks better?
It depends on your body shape. Right. So with stuff like that, it's so dependent on your body shape.
Okay.
You know, because if you've got shorter legs, then I'd say the longer line shorts, they're not going to flatter you as much. Yes. You know, but this is why this is such a good all-rounder, because it's not too short, not too long. Right.
And I bet
not hanging out.
They come out every year.
Yeah. Every year. And they look gorgeous with a white shirt. This is such an easy outfit. You know, in the summer, it's not boiling hot.
Yep.
Tuck that in, add some earrings, a nice necklace, nice pair of sandals like this, or you can even put a pair of trainers on if you want, and you just look put together.
Yes.
You know?
Do you have a recommendation of the best white shirts?
So I've got a few.
Yeah.
I've got lots of different styles. This is actually caramel, and I love this because can you see the detailing on this?
Yeah.
It's got like
so there's a double cuff on there. Yeah.
And I just love anything that's got something a little bit different on it because it just elevates it.
Yes.
So if you like that, go for it. But you can't go wrong with a cotton poplin shirt.
Yeah.
Oxford, as long as it's cotton.
Yeah. Because that's where I find, like, I think
polyester, rayon, anything like that.
That's it. A cheap white shirt, there's nothing worse.
I agree.
And you sweat in it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's horrible.
And you want it a bit structured.
Yeah.
That is the key to it. Like, you want a good shoulder on it, and you want it to feel a bit crunchy. I feel like that's, I give it like the crunch test.
Okay.
You want it to feel a bit like, can you
stiff.
Hear that? A bit stiff.
Yeah.
That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's got a nice structure to it, this, and it just really elevates it.
Would you ever wear a men's shirt?
Yeah. Got men's shirts.
So like a small men's shirt or something like.
Still can go for an oversized fit, because small doesn't always mean that it's going to be oversized just because it's men's. So
oh really?
Yeah,
okay.
A lot of people just assume that, but guys have got a different shape to us, so they are cut differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then another is a waistcoat for the summer.
Perfect.
So you know when you want to wear jeans and a vest, but you feel like, oh, vest is so basic. You don't have all these necklaces to layer up, or you don't feel confident to do it.
Yeah.
A waistcoat is such an easy one.
I love that. I love a waistcoat.
Yeah,
I'm a waistcoat girl.
Waistcoat and jeans. nice pair of sandals.
Yeah.
You can take that shopping, you can take that to the pub garden, to a friend's barbecue.
And also, what is the rule with the waistcoat buttons?
So I would say there's not so much a rule with the waistcoat buttons, but again, body shape. Because
Right.
I've got a short torso,
Yeah.
this sits really well with me.
Right.
If you've got like a bigger bust,
Yeah.
you want something that belts in.
Okay.
You want to give it a little bit of shape, because if you hang this on a big bust, it's just going to come out and sit out here, so it's going to accentuate that area.
Yes.
But what I love about a waistcoat is a V-neck generally suits all body shapes. So if you're broad, it's going to soften that area.
Yep.
If you're a bigger bust, like I said, you want to nip your waist in to give a little bit more of a shape.
Yeah.
You want a longer waistcoat with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think if you've got a similar shape to
Yeah,
us,
yeah.
your viewers that are listening or watching,
Yeah.
this sort of length is
'Cause
perfect.
as
I'd
well,
say.
like with my waistcoat, I always leave the bottom button
Yeah.
undone as well, and like have a little bit of a.
You can put a
bit
belt
more
with that.
yeah.
If you want that open, like you could
Flat,
here,
yeah,
you'd add a belt
okay.
to, peek through.
And also with waistcoats as well, I feel like they come in so many different colours
Yeah,
and
exactly.
styles as well
Yeah.
now. So you can like I've got like white, cream. I've even
Yeah.
got an orange one.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You could
okay.
get like a knitted
Yellow.
style, a crochet
yes.
style.
Yeah.
So there's so many different ways to wear them. I just feel like they're such a versatile piece to have in your wardrobe.
Amazing. So white shirt, waistcoat,
well-fitting jeans,
well-fitting jeans, and jean shorts.
jean shorts, and then obviously my guilty pleasure is a blazer, a jacket. They're
Yeah.
my favourite things ever. I actually bought this one because I've had this for 4 years, and this is only Zara. So I'm just trying to speak to your listeners and say you don't have to spend a fortune all the
Yeah.
time. As long as you buy something that fits well. If you're starting in blazers and you think, oh, what colour should I get? Go with black first, because
Yeah.
black goes with everything.
Yeah.
If you're not too broad-shouldered, then you can go for a shoulder pad. But this, I'd say, would suit pretty much everybody. It's not too heavy on the shoulder pads, but it's still got a nice bit of structure.
Yeah.
And it's got the seam detail in here, which will just nip you in a little bit and give you a bit of shape.
Perfect. Yeah. And I feel like it's funny. It's like, I feel like the Zara blazers I've got as well, I've had them for a few years.
Yeah, exactly.
So it is, you're right. Like, whereas the cheaper ones,
No.
they don't look as good.
No.
And
They
then
haven't got the structure.
Yeah, they might be half the price, but they'll last one season or
Exactly.
1 year, and you're like, no, I don't
Yeah.
like them. So it's worth having a bit of an investment, but not even that
Definitely.
much.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You don't have to spend £500.
Yeah.
You can spend £120 and it's still going to last you,
Yeah, yeah.
And not that that's overly cheap anyway, but invest in it. I follow the rule by saying buy right or buy twice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Otherwise, you're going to keep constantly having to replace year on year. So
Yes.
I have my high end pieces that I've invested in, but majority of my wardrobe is actually high street.
Right.
And a lot of
okay.
celebrities have adopted that as well.
Yes.
If you see years
Which
ago,
is good. Yeah, it's
it
nice,
would only
yeah.
be designer, but now the high street has come on so much, the quality so much better.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And then
you've got
I
a
have
couple
to show
of.
you my t-shirts.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it real on here. I've bought this
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Do
And
it,
Flora
please.
spilt a cup of tea down me. I have washed it, but you can see here I've not got the stain out.
But this
So
is
I'm
why
very
white,
upset.
white,
Yeah,
and kids,
Exactly.
but a white tee.
These t-shirts
Right,
are the best
those t-shirts.
t-shirts.
Because do you know what? This is the thing. The amount of white t-shirts I've bought,
Yeah.
and then they go out of shape.
Yeah. See, this
So
is why these are
what's-
great.
that's
It's
from
boxy.
Cos.
Yep, it's thick. And what I love and what elevates this is the thicker band around here.
Okay.
And it's a nice sort of soft material, but it's boxy, so it sits nice.
So it's got a band around the neck. So that's from Cos. Are
That's
there
from
any
Cos.
other shops that you
Arquette.
recommend?
Arquette's good,
Arquette.
yeah.
Okay.
But Cos are my favourite. I've got one of them in every single colour.
I
Should've bought
really.
the black
And
one.
how much are their t-shirts about?
I think they're £34.
Oh, so
Can't go
so
wrong.
it is
And
literally
that has been washed.
Yeah.
Obviously not very well.
get a bit of, well, yeah,
They
but you
wash
probably
a dream.
Yeah,
They
okay.
wash a dream.
But that's what we need. We need
Exactly.
a t-shirt that 30 quid. That's going to last in
Yep.
our wardrobe for
Yeah.
a couple of years.
Easy.
Not just ones that, because you could buy a 15 quid one, but
Yeah.
I know because I constantly chuck them out.
Exactly.
Constantly.
Yeah.
So you've got your white tee,
Yeah,
and then
just some basic vests.
okay.
You know, for the summer and to wear underneath a blazer, I love
Yes.
a low scoop.
Yeah.
I'm bringing these because these obviously suit my body shape. But again, a scoop neck vest does tend to fit. And
Yeah.
like accentuate is what I'm trying to say, is look good on most body shapes.
And I do like a ribbed,
definitely.
Yeah.
So this is like a knitted one from H&M. I'm loving these. I've got one of
That
these
is
in every
lovely.
colour at the minute. And then this is And Other Stories, and it's like a ribbed vest. Oh my God, that's got all deodorant on it. Right, please, can I just hide that one? Can you cut that out?
But
it's just got the detailing on
that
it there.
detailing on there, it just elevates it, doesn't it?
It does.
So that's got like a gold clasp on the
shoulder.
On the shoulder. So right, so to summarise it, we've got the couple of vests, like good quality vests.
H&M's always good.
Oh, H&M for them. Okay,
H&M.
amazing. A good quality white t-shirt.
Yeah. White shirt,
good quality white shirt. And I think, like we said, it's like good quality, but you still don't have to spend a fortune.
No.
And then you've got your denim, shorts, jeans.
Yeah, waistcoat.
And waistcoat.
Yeah, and obviously a good blazer.
Yes.
And then there you go. Like with these pieces in your wardrobe,
that
you can sling an outfit on and it's always going to look put together.
Yeah.
Pair it with your favourite sandals, pair it with your favourite trainers.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
And with, like, obviously I'm introducing the frames into this as well.
Yeah.
So today I've bought, so I always say, so like, for example, I say like more fashion in it. So these are actually prescription sunglasses as well.
Oh,
so they're really good. And
they're
obviously
giving me like Yves Saint Laurent vibes.
Yeah, and they sit, and these are actually, honestly, like so affordable. And I find though, like, if I wear a pair like this though, if I'm like, you know, it's a bit more trendy, I have to wear a certain style.
No, see, that's where you're wrong.
Yeah.
Because that will just automatically make your outfit look more trendy.
Okay.
You could pair that with a nice pair of like bigger gold earrings on a really basic outfit and it just elevates it.
Okay, amazing. And then I've got the we've got the cat eye sunglasses as well. Again, prescription.
Lovely. Yeah.
Obviously these are Tom Ford, so good quality. These last me years.
Yeah.
And for me, being a glasses wearer, I love to have a decent pair that I can just chuck on.
Yes.
And then I don't have to always wear my contact lenses. So like with a cat eye, do you think that like maybe more of a smarter look or?
Yeah, I'd say they're so lovely that they'd go with a lot of things as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say they're more sort of your prettier vibes, your cat eye. So it's sort of, feminines up the outfit, makes the outfit a little bit more feminine.
It's like Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Exactly,
yeah. I've forgotten her name.
Audrey Hepburn.
That's it.
Yeah.
How did I forget her name? Mum brain.
Mum brain, yeah.
These frames, so these, again, are Glasses Direct, but these are Ray-Ban.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm quite lucky. I suit quite a lot of glasses. I'm sure you do as well, though.
I don't know.
You should wear your glasses more, Lauren. Honestly, they suit you so much. These are Ray-Ban.
They're lovely.
But I find, obviously, with these, where they are a certain shade and a certain, they're chunky, it's a bit more edgier vibes.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you say would work well with this sort of frame?
That would look nice with because it will elevate a simple outfit like a jeans, vest and a blazer.
Right.
Put them on and it's just going to give it a bit more of a cool girl vibe.
Simple outfit.
Yeah, big
use
bag.
the glasses.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is like aviator style as well, which I think is quite in at the moment as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I suppose I've got for example, we'll do these with glasses, because I know that a lot of women, they wear, they like to wear maybe, so these are called Honey.
Yeah.
These are, again, really affordable and Glasses Direct. They're by London Retro. I actually wore these on The Apprentice, and when I did, I always felt like, the orange comes out quite a lot, but I found it went also with a lot of colours. But then if you are wearing more of a coloured glasses, because some people like to wear maybe red or purple frames or something, do you feel like you have to match the outfit with that colour?
You could use that as your pop of colour. So you could say if your outfit's quite tonal but you want to bring in a bit of brown, you could wear them and then add a brown bag and it just brings it together.
Right.
So you could use that as your pop of colour.
Okay, amazing. Okay. Well, do you know what? It's so handy. And I think my automatic thing with my wardrobe as well is with trousers. Like today I'm wearing a set. My thing at the moment is to look still half together. I'll buy half decent sets and I'm comfortable. Like I'm wearing a tracksuit, but I'm not.
Yeah.
But I think my thing is finding a pair of jeans that I could spend the whole day in.
Exactly.
Because it is, it is hard, isn't it?
Yeah, and when they're new as well, they can be quite stiff. So if that's an issue for you, look at vintage. Because I've got some vintage Levi's. I think they're from Threadwear, and they are so comfortable. So comfortable that I travelled to Dubai in them.
Oh, really?
On a 6-hour flight. They're so comfortable. Yeah, honestly.
So really soft
really
denim.
Soft because it's vintage, you know. But you do get softer denims in the shop, but you've just got to be mindful when you're buying a soft denim. As soon as you buy it, they're not going to hold shape as well as another stiffer denim. So it just depends what you want from your jeans, really.
Yeah.
But I always pick comfort. Obviously, I want them to fit well, which they do.
Yeah.
But I do like to feel the fabric and make sure that they're soft.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is amazing. I honestly feel like I need to go home, rip out my whole wardrobe and just start again. I think so many of us feel like that.
Yeah.
So this has been so handy. Plans for this year? Like, what have you got coming up, Instagram-wise, work-wise, or even just holidays, anything?
To be fair, we've got no holidays coming up at the minute. Obviously, just bracing myself for the summer holidays with the kids.
Yeah.
And just trying to find as many activities as possible. I just find being out of the house easier with the kids, like, than just tidying around after them all day.
Yeah.
I've got my best friend coming to stay with me from Dubai, actually, for a couple of weeks, and we're going to go and find her wedding dress. So I'm so excited for that.
That'd be lovely.
Yeah, I've got one of my friend's weddings in a couple of weeks that I'm bridesmaid for. So I've got some lovely things coming up.
Anyone that... Well, you've got to do some content for that then. Wedding guests.
I know, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Some wedding guest dress, definitely. That is actually going to be my next reel, guys. You heard it here first. Some wedding guest dresses.
So any mums that are looking for inspo on, you know, because that's the thing, like, you look at your page and, you know, here to say you are very well put together and it's great, but it's actually easier than you think. Anyone can achieve that look.
Exactly.
It's just knowing what to wear, isn't it?
Yeah, just elevating your basics. That's the
elevating
key.
Your basics.
Yeah.
Amazing. You've been amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And I mean, have fun this year with all your plans and everything. I'll be following you. What's your Instagram for everyone?
Styled by Lauren_official.
Love that. Give her a follow, mamas. Watch all her things. Save all her outfits, because I do as well. And thanks so much.
Thank you for having me. I've loved it.
Thank you.